Hello, and welcome to the next module. We are moving through our notebook, and we are we are exactly halfway because we're about to start the green tab. So I'm going to go to the two-step module, and let's just work some problems. I'm going to try to conserve some space on these, maybe try to get 4 to a page just so this book is not so huge. It's getting very big, but that's okay. We can add as much as we need. Okay, the first equation that I want to do, and this time I'm going to go ahead and draw the frame. Okay. The equation is 6x plus 7 equals 37. So rather than write this equation twice, let's just go ahead and write it onto the solving frame. And just like before, you need to identify your constant side and the side with the variable. So would you agree with me that the positive 7 needs to move? We've been doing this quite a bit now. So we use the inverse and we do it to both sides and we cancel. So we are left with 6x, and 37 subtract 7 is 30. So we are down to the next step. Up until this point, this has been the situation. You would just have an X there, or an A, or a B. But this time, we're still carrying a coefficient. So we need to divide that coefficient away. So I'm going to say this side divided by 6 and this side divided by 6. And finally, I have my variable, which is just the plain x, and 30 divided by 6 is 5. So the solution to this equation is x equals 5. Do you see the two steps? These are different than the last module. In the last module, you learned the red step and the green step separately. In this module, we're putting those together. So this is a little bit different. And this is problem 1. Okay, let me slide right over here and we'll look at problem 2. I don't know if I like this or not. This is awfully crowded to my eye. Okay, so this is problem 2, equation 2, and it is 3a subtract 8 equals 28. So here's the constant side, and your variable is on the left. So I need to move the minus 8. And I do that with an opposite. And I cancel. So I'm left with 3a. 28 plus 8 is 36. Use your calculator if you need it. That is fine. So let's divide the coefficient out. And we're left with a equals 12. When you get to the end, you have your solution. Two-step equations. Okay, number 3. is going to be 7r plus 3. So I can already tell you there's the variable. And the constant is 31, equals 31. Okay, so I need to move the 3. Cancel. So I'm left with 7r equals 28. And then we're going to divide that coefficient away. And we're left with r equals 4. Solution. Okay, number 4. 4x plus 8 equals negative 8 in parentheses. So we have a variable and we have a constant. The purpose of the parentheses is to hold the negative sign on the 8. There's no math to do there. So the first thing I'm going to do is move the 8. So we'll minus 8 and cancel. And since this looks a little funny, let me go ahead and tell you how to type this. You would say 8 negative, subtract 8. And you should get a negative 16 over there. And then here you have 4x. And we need to divide away the coefficient. So we have an x equals negative 4. And if you want to put your parentheses on there, if that helps you, that is fine. If it bothers you, leave them off. They drive me crazy. But I want you to know that you can use them if you need them. Okay, so here is one page of equations. And I think 4 to a page is about all I'm going to be able to do. So that's okay. That's still a little bit of an improvement. All right, the next one is problem number 5. And it is 12n. So there's variable. Minus 16 equals 32. So that's the constant. Okay, so we need to move the 16. So let's add 16 to both sides and cancel. So we're left with 12n and then 48 on this side. Divide out the coefficient. And we're left with the variable n equals 4. And that is the solution. Okay, number 6. I have 350 equals 7y, there's the variable, plus 105. So ask yourself what needs to move. First, the 105. It's a constant. So we're left with 7y, and then 350 minus 105. Don't take a chance on missing this. Trust me, I know I have a learning disability. I have trouble subtracting in my head, so don't risk losing the problem over subtraction. And then we need to divide away the coefficient. I believe that's 35, but I'm going to be sure because I don't trust my own brain. Yes. I can divide and multiply a little easier than add and subtract in my head, which is sort of a mystery, but anyway, 35 equals y. Okay, number 7. Let me go ahead and draw the frame and label the problem. This one is a divided by 5 plus 13 equals 67. So we're mixing in some division with our addition. And let's go ahead and give that a 1. But first, I need to move, let me zoom a little bit here. First, I need to move the 13. So I'm going to say minus 13 and minus 13 and cancel. And when I bring this down, I'm going to go ahead and separate out the fraction, the 1/5 a. And I bet you know why I'm doing that. Do your subtraction. And then let's get rid of that fraction. Remember, to move a fraction across the line, you have to do its reciprocal in parentheses. And so this is going to cancel. And that leaves me with the letter a. Multiply this as a fraction. So 54 times 5 ABC1. And I'm going to do that just to be sure that I'm telling you correctly. 54 times 5 ABC1 equals, and your a this time is 270. And that's your solution to this two-step equation. This is not an easy equation. You've come a long way in learning these 1 steps, and now we're into the 2 steps. Okay, let me scoot over here and we'll get one more on this page. So let's draw. Let me move my calculator so I can. Okay, this one is 5/8 of a plus -9 equals 31. So this is a constant side. The variable is on the left. And we need to move the -9. So we're going to add 9 and add 9 and cancel. So we're left with 5/8 and a. and then 31 plus 9. Then I need to move the fraction over to the constants team. So reciprocal, do it to both sides, cancel, A equals 40 times 8/5. 40 times 8 ABC 5 equals 64. So the solution to this fraction two-step, A is 64. Okay, and that was number 8. And I'm going to need a new page. All right, number 9. .9 equals 6.9 plus 0.2 z. This is your constants team, and this is your variable team. And so we need to move some numbers around. Let me zoom. This positive 6.9 will need to be subtracted from both sides. Be careful there. You literally just type 3.9 subtract 6.9, and that leaves you with a negative 3. And on this side, you have the positive 0.2z. So we need to divide the coefficient. And I'm still on the shape tool. But that's a very pretty 0, isn't it? 0.2. Cancel. So z negative 3 divided by 0.2 is negative 15. Please don't lose your negative sign. So this is the solution to the equation. And last but not least, we have problem number 10. And this one is 14 equals d over 9 plus 4. So the variable side is on the right this time, and the constant's on the left. You can go ahead and put your 1 there for the d, and I'm going to zoom a little bit so we can see this. And the first thing I want to do is move the 4. The constant 4 comes off this side and off this side, and that leaves me with 10 on the left, and then 1/9 d on the right. Okay, so let's move our fraction, and to do that we use a reciprocal. Cancel and cancel. So we're left with d, and then 9 fraction 1 times 10 gives me 90 on the constant side. So this equation is finished. It's solved. And the solution is 90. Okay, you have seen examples of all the two-step problems. There is a practice set and a quiz on this module, and I would encourage you to do both of those before moving on to advanced equations. You can watch these as many times as you want. You can take the quizzes as many times as you want. These are for you to practice. So please make sure that you understand this module before moving to the next one. And I'll see you in the next module. It's the advanced equation section. I'll go ahead and flip over there so you can see. And that's coming up in the next video. So I will see you soon. Bye-bye.